Hey friend, welcome to the 12 days of Christmas encouragement. This is day number 3. My name is Chuck Batters and these videos are brought to you by Mark Inc. Ministries. In my part of this series, I'm going to take you back to the early 1970s in the very first days of my pastoral ministry. I've been a pastor for well over 50 years. And there are things that I remember from the early 70s from my very first church, both positively and negatively, on the topic of encouragement. I want to take you back to the very first conversation that I remember. It came from the church treasurer. He had come to visit with me mainly to speak to me about his difference of opinion concerning the youth ministry of the church. He did not like me. He did not care for me, and his daughter more so than he did. She didn't like me very much at all. She was a young woman in rebellion against her parents, in rebellion against life, and I was one who would challenge that. So he came to me. This is the church treasurer, an officer in the church. My very first experience with negative criticism. This is the kind of encourager you don't want to be. You have a young pastor here just starting out, very first church, and he comes and I will remember to the day I die his exact words. He said this to me. It's kind of up in my face at the time. He said, "You are young, impulsive, impetuous, arrogant, and therefore controversial. And your only redeeming quality is your wife." Well, that took the breath away. But it was not any way for an officer of the church to greet, in his first pastoral experience, a young minister who needed anything but that kind of negative encouragement. I want to encourage you not to be like that. You know, we live in a very mean culture today. People are mean. They're mean on social media. It's like, I've got this protection called Facebook or Twitter or some other form of social media where I don't have to stand face to face with someone and call them names. I can do so online. I can do so with some anonymity. Even great posts that are designed to be encouraging, end up with a string of comments that are negative and critical and harsh and arrogant and irresponsible. The very things that this man called me are the very things that appear on your Facebook account every day. Am I right? Of course I'm right. Friend, I want to encourage you not to respond in kind, but to show kindness, to show encouragement. Even if you disagree with the person, find something nice to say. Now, I'm telling you, that is something very hard to do. Yet you never know when you are entertaining angels unaware, as the scripture says. There are people that God brings into your life that need a word of encouragement. They need something from you, even though it's going to elicit from them a response that you didn't expect. Maybe not a good response, maybe a negative response, maybe something that you didn't even think about when you were writing your post. Be an encourager. Be someone who takes those shots across the mouth, those slaps across the face, with the kind of dignity and respect that Jesus did. Remember in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus made some profound statements. They want your coat, give them your cloak also. They smack you here, turn your cheek and let them smack you here. They want you to walk a mile, go 2. In other words, outgive someone when it comes to encouragement. My wife wrote a book called Treasures of Encouragement that has since been republished and updated as an anniversary, 25 years anniversary of that book. And in that book, she has principles. Each chapter is a different principle of encouragement. And I am sure behind each of these principles of encouragement, behind each one of them, is a biblical promise that you cannot outgive God when it comes to encouragement. So this season, let's be different. Let's take the negative response, the negative comments, the critical, harsh comments that people make, and let's turn them over for the glory of God. Let that be your challenge this Christmas season. May God bless you as you do. This is day 3 of the 12 days of Christmas encouragement.